so bad. I didn't like when they were talking about the going after the pacemaker and you know, before they even started going after it, they're coming and reporting it. So if in fact they could do it that way, the person would say, well, I'm not going to let that happen.
Yeah, you just heard it there. President Donald Trump criticizing how authorities are handling the ongoing Nancy Guthrie case. Detectives are now 20 days into searching for the 84-year-old mother of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie.
It's been almost 3 full weeks since Nancy was abducted from her home in the middle of the night, February 1st here in Arizona. And we've been covering it ever since. Every new development. Our David Chazanoff, he's been there this whole week. He's live this morning outside her home in the Catalina foothills. Okay, so David, get us up to speed on what is the latest here. I mean, how are law enforcement experts really feeling now about the possible outcome of this investigation?
Allison, good morning. So retired Phoenix Police Commander Jeffeory Hynes has been very open about his thoughts on the case. Before I get into that, I want to take a step out and show you what Nancy Guthrie's property looks like at this point in time. You see those flowers outside of her home, people offering their thoughts and prayers to the family during this difficult time. Then I also want to turn our attention to the deputy that's parked on the driveway, just keeping an eye on Nancy Guthrie's property. Now, Hynes tells us since there have been no signs of Nancy up to this point, he really doesn't have a good feeling about this.
And the reality check has to set in. The reality check is that we're now in a body recovery mode, and we're in, and just even hate those words even that come out of my mouth. But that is where the reality check has to hit.
Been confirmed by authorities. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos has said he is hopeful that Nancy is still alive. You may recall this all started back on February 1st. Nancy Guthrie was reported missing from her Catalina foothills home, leading to a series of ransom notes and emotional videos from Savannah Guthrie's Instagram account asking for her safe return. Now, by February 10th, the FBI released footage of an armed suspect wearing a mask, carrying an Ozark backpack exclusively sold at Walmart, and investigators found critical DNA evidence near the scene and are still looking into several samples. Nearly 3 weeks later, which brings us to today, detectives are now turning to genetic genealogy to identify who kidnapped Nancy. Now, according to the Pima County Sheriff's Department, the FBI has received more than 20,000 tips about this case. Over at the PCSD 911 Communications Center, they've already gotten more than 20,000 calls since February began, though the Sheriff's Department tells us they do not track how many calls are related to Nancy's case. Liz Kreutz with NBC News spoke with the dispatch manager there, who shared some advice on how to properly make a tip during this investigation.
If you're thinking about calling in a tip or a lead, or if you have specific information regarding the case, I ask that you stop and take a moment and think, is this tip viable? Is it credible? What we don't want are the opinions and the thoughts and kind of wondering if investigators are doing A, B, C, and D.
So something to keep in mind there, but we know that hundreds of investigators are still working on this case around the clock. And also between the FBI and Tucson Crime Stoppers, we know the total reward to bring Nancy home safe and or arrest the suspect is around $200,000. So hopefully something that can bring this to a happy ending. We're in the Catalina foothills. David Chazanoff, 12 News, today in AZ.
David, thank you so much. Well, as the search for Nancy Guthrie continues, you can download the 12 Plus streaming app to see our latest coverage. All the stories that we have done, it's all there. And any breaking updates will go there as well.